too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow I'll be at the table when company comes. Nobody will dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I too am America.
Well, hello, honey. Welcome to We Too Are America, reclaiming the red, the white, and the blue. I am your host for tonight. I am Darren Major, and excited to walk us through the magical world where Givenchy meets the gospel, the spoken word and song set us up to inspire. Be prepared. Get a cocktail. You know I have. Get a little snack tray. Be prepared to be entertained and inspired. Welcome to the fantasy.
Oh, say can you see what is plain to behold? Though we shout liberty, there are too many in chains. We are shackled to greed and the fear we are small. This truth must be told. There is one God who loves all. Won't you give me your hand? Together we'll stand with radical love. Heal our souls and our land. Oh, say can we end all this fighting and strife and walk for the light that we all might be free, free, free.
We are not responsible for your loss or stolen relatives. We cannot guarantee your safety if you disobey our instructions. We cannot endorse the causes or claims of people begging for handouts. We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone. Your ticket doesn't guarantee that it will honor your reservations. In order to facilitate our procedures, please limit your carrying on. Before taking off, please extinguish all smoldering resentments. If you cannot understand English, you will be moved out of the way. And in the event of a loss, you better look out for yourself. Your insurance is canceled because we can no longer handle your frightful claim. See, our handlers lost your luggage and we're unable to find the key to your legal case. You were detained for interrogation because you fit the profile. You're not presumed to be innocent if the police have reason to suspect you're carrying a concealed wallet. It's not our fault that you were born wearing a gang color. It's not our obligations to inform you of your rights. See, step aside, please, while our officers inspect your bad attitude. You have no rights we are bound to respect. Please remain calm, or we can't be responsible for what happens to you. We've had some songs, we've heard some words, but honey, now it's time for the things we observe. I am ready to see the garments, honey. Show me the clothing, outfits, garments. But you know what? Everything in decency and order. I choose not to rush. But I'll tell you, we're going to start this party the right way. When you heat things up, when things get nice and hot and steamy. See, I give you red. Not just a color, an emotion, a feeling. Dare I say, it's a movement. Let's go.
A deep love, a deep love, a deep love, whoa, whoa, whoa. A deep love,
success that Karen Allen made. Red, black, and very cute.
A Litany for Survival by Audre Lorde. For those of us who live at the shoreline, standing upon the constant edges of decision, crucial and alone. For those of us who cannot indulge the passing dreams of choice, who love in doorways coming and going, in the hours between dawns, looking inward and outward, at once before and after, seeking a now that can breed futures, like bread in our children's mouths, so their dreams will not reflect the death of ours. For those of us who were imprinted with fear, like a faint line in the center of our foreheads, learning to be afraid with our mother's milk. For by this weapon, this illusion of some safety to be found, the heavy-footed hope to silence us. For all of us, the instant, and in this triumph, we were never meant to survive. And when the sun rises, we are afraid it might not remain. When the sun sets, we are afraid it might not rise in the morning. When our stomachs are full, we are afraid of indigestion. When our stomachs are empty, we are afraid we may never eat again. When we are loved, we are afraid love will vanish. When we are alone, we are afraid love will never return. And when we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard, nor welcomed. But when we are silent, we are still afraid. So it is better to speak, remembering we were never meant to survive.
Something Whispered in the Shakuhachi by Garrett Hongo. When the war came, I told myself I lost nothing. My land, which was barren, was not actually mine, but leased. We could not own property, and the shacks didn't matter. What did were the power lines nearby, and that sabotage was suspected. What mattered to me were the fruits I burned in a small fire by the bathhouse. All through relocation in the desert where they put us, at night when the stars talked and drummed against the mesas, I could hear my flutes wail like fists of wind, whistling through the barracks. I came out of camp, a blanket slung over my shoulder, found land next to this swamp, planted strawberries and bean plants, planted the dwarf pines and tended them, got rich enough to quit and leave things alone, let the ditches clog with silt again, and the bamboo grow thick as history. So, when it's bad now, when I can't remember what's lost and all I have for the world to take means nothing, I go out back of the greenhouse at the far end of my land, where the grasses go wild and the arroyos come up with cat's claw and giant dahlias, where the children of my neighbors consult with the wise heads of sunflowers, huge against the sky, where the rivers of weather and the charred ghost of old melodies converge to flood my land and sustain the one thicket of memory that calls for me to come and sit among the tall canes and shave full-throated songs, out of wind, out of bamboo, out of a voice that only whispers.
Girl, when I tell you Red tried to shut me down, I can't, but I'm glad I did, and I'll probably do it again. Whew! Let's shift gears. Red is hot and it's all the rage, but I'm pretty sure this white you'll crave. We're gonna go with that.
And Tonka for Harriet Tubman by Sonia Sanchez. Picture a woman riding thunder on the legs of slavery. Picture her kissing our spine, saying no to the eyes of slavery. Picture her rotating the earth into a shape of lives becoming. Picture her leaning into the eyes of our birth clouds. Picture this woman saying no to the constant yes of slavery. Picture a woman jumping rivers, her legs inhaling moons. Picture her ripe with seasons of legs running. Picture her tasting the sweet corners of woods. Picture her saying, you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars, to change the world. Imagine her words. Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Imagine her saying, I freed 1,000 slaves. I could have freed 1,000 more if only they knew they were slaves. Imagine her humming, how many days we got 'fore we taste freedom. Imagine a woman asking, how many workers for the freedom quilt? Picture her saying, a live runaway could do great harm by going back, but a dead runaway could tell no secrets. Picture the daylight bringing her to woods full of birth moons. Picture John Brown shaking her hands 3 times, saying, General Tubman, General Tubman, General Tubman. Picture her words, there's 2 things I got a right to, death or liberty. Picture her saying no to a play called Uncle Tom's Cabin. I am the real thing. Picture a black woman could not read or write, trailing freedom refrains. Picture her face turning southward, walking down a southern road. Picture this woman freedom-bound, tasting a people's preserved breath. Picture this woman of royalty, wearing a crown of morning air. Picture her walking, running, reviving a country's breath. Picture black voices leaving behind lost tongues.
What to the American slave is your 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him, more than all other days in the year, the gross injustice and cruelty to which he is the constant victim. To him, your celebration is a sham, your boasted liberty an unholy license, your national greatness, swelling vanity. Your sounds of rejoicing are empty and heartless. Your denunciations of tyrants, brass-fronted impudence, your shouts of liberty and equality, hollow mockery. Your prayers and hymns, your sermons and thanksgivings with all your religious parade and solemnity are to him mere bombast, fraud, deception, impiety, and hypocrisy. A thin veil to cover up crimes which would disgrace a nation of savages. There is not a nation on the earth guilty of practices more shocking and bloody than are the people of these United States at this very hour. Go where you may, search where you will, roam through all the monarchies and despotisms of the old world. Travel through South America. Search out every abuse, and when you have found the last, lay your facts by the side of the everyday practices of this nation, and you will say with me that for revolting barbarity and shameless hypocrisy, America reigns without rival.
All right, honey, so we've been through red and all of its glory. Then we got to white, and it told that story, but now we're on to blue in all of its glamour. Stop watching me. Turn to the camera.
Tears go and fall away, oh, may the last one burn into flames. Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose, yeah. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains all by myself, won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep on running 'cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
Lady Liberty by Tato Laviera. For liberty, your day filled in splendor, July 4th, New York Harbor, 1986. Midnight sky, fireworks splashing, heaven exploding into radiant bouquets, Wall Street a backdrop of centennial adulation, computerized Capitol angling cameras, celebrating the international symbol of freedom stretched across microchips, a wax surveillance, wall-to-wall people, sailing ships, gliding armies ferried in pursuit of happiness, constitutional adoration, packaged television channels for liberty, immigrant illusions, celebrated in the name of democratic principles, God bless America, land of the Star-Spangled Banner that we love. But the symbol suffered. 100 years of decay, climbing up to the spined crown, the fractured torch hand, the ruptured intestines, palms blistering and calloused, feet embroidered in rust, centennial decay. The lady's eyes, cataract-filled, exposed to sun and snow, a salty wind, discolored verses staining her robe. She needed remolding, redesigning. The decomposed body, now melted down for souvenirs, lungs and limbs jailed in scaffolding of ugly cubicles, incarcerating the body as she prepared to receive her 20th century transplant, paid for by pitching pennies, hometown chicken barbecues, marathons on America's main streets. She heard the speeches, the presidents, the French and American partners. The nation believed in her, rooted for the Queen. And Lady Liberty decided to reflect on Lincoln's emancipatory resoluteness, on Washington's patriotism, on Jefferson's lucidity, on William Jennings Bryan's socialism, on Woodrow Wilson's League of Nations, on Roosevelt's New Deal, on Kennedy's ecumenical postures, and on Martin Luther King's nonviolence. Lady Liberty decided to reflect on Lillian Wald's settlements, on Helen Keller's Sixth Sense, on Susan B. Anthony's suffrage movement, on Cabrini's Giving Soul, on Harriet Tubman's stubborn pursuit of freedom. Just before she was touched, just before she was dismantled, Lady Liberty spoke. She spoke for the principles, for the preamble, for the Bill of Rights, for the 39 peaceful presidential transitions. And just before she was touched, Lady Liberty wanted to convey her own resolutions, her own bicentennial goals, so that in 2086, she would be smiling and she would be proud. And then, just before she was touched, and then while she was being reconstructed, and then while she was being celebrated, she spoke. If you touch me, touch all of my people who need attention and societal repair. Give the tired and the poor the same attention, America. Touch us all with liberty. Touch us all with liberty. Hunger abounds, our soil is plentiful. Our technology advanced enough to feed the world, to feed humanity's hunger. But let's celebrate not our wealth, not our sophisticated defense, not our scientific advancements, not our intellectual adventures. Let us concentrate on our weaknesses, on our societal needs, for we will never be free if indeed freedom is subjugated to trampling upon people's needs. This is a warning, my beloved America. So touch me, and in touching me, touch all our people. Do not single me out. Touch all our people. Touch all our people. All our people. Our people. people. And then I shall truly enjoy my day, filled in splendor, July 4th, New York Harbor, 1986. Midnight sky, fireworks splashing, heaven exploding into radiant bouquets, celebrating in the name of equality, in the pursuit of happiness. God bless America, land of star-spangled banner that we love.
Time to do it, yeah. Do me justice, yeah. Glory be, people, I'm your Lady Liberty, yeah. Rest in me, people, I'm your Lady Liberty, people. America, home of the brave, sweet land of the free. I'm your home girl out on the waves, holding down your history. See me stand in an ocean of blue, New York Harbor home. Torch in hand, I'm guiding you, Ellis Island, welcome. Ring a little freedom ring, declare the truth. We are the people, the red, the white, the brown, the black and blue. Time to do it, yeah. Do me justice, yeah. Glory be, people, I'm your Lady Liberty, yeah. Rest in me, people, I'm your Lady Liberty, people. You do what you gotta do, don't forget all the love that we got for you. Recognize yourself in the he and the she who are not like you and me. Give me your tide and pour your huddled masses yearning to be free. Immigrants and refugees, send your homeless, torn and tossed to me, yeah, yeah. Ring a little freedom ring, declare the truth. We are the people, the red, the white, the brown, the black and blue. Time to do it, yeah. Do me justice, yeah. Glory be, people, I'm your Lady Liberty, yeah. Rescue me, people, I'm your Lady Liberty, yeah. You and me, people, we are Lady Liberty, yeah. You and me, people, we are Lady Liberty, people.
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still, I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise. I rise. I rise.
Now, the crown jewel of any show, as anyone knows, it's not necessarily the garments, honey. It's the bodies that are wearing the garments, because they're the ones that sold it and showed it. This next category is just simply all about you.
A reading from Beloved by Toni Morrison. And the beat. And the beat. You got to love it in the beat. You got to love it in the beat. In the beat. You got to love it 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 you in the beat. You got to love it in the beat. You got to love it you in the beat. You got to love it in the beat. You got to love it you. You got to love it. You. You got to love it. You. In this here place we flesh. You. In this here place we flesh. You. Flesh that weeps, laughs. You. Flesh that dances on bare feet in grass. You. Flesh that weeps, laughs. You got to love it, you. Flesh that dances on bare feet in grass. You got to love it, you. This is flesh I'm talking about here. Flesh that weeps, laughs. This is flesh I'm talking about here. Flesh that dances on bare feet in grass. This is flesh I'm talking about. You got to love it. Flesh that weeps, laughs. This is flesh I'm talking about. You got to love it. Flesh that dances on bare feet in grass. This is flesh I'm talking about. You got to love it. This is flesh I'm talking about. You got to love it. This is flesh I'm talking about. You got to love it. This is flesh I'm talking about. You. This is flesh I'm talking about. You. This is flesh I'm talking about. You. This is flesh I'm talking about here. Talking about here. Talking. You got to love it. This is flesh I'm talking about here. Flesh that needs to be.
So come on and sip that difference. Baby, I am America. Let me make it crystal clear. We're here.
Baby,